cheat meals. This person says this about cheat meals.
I love my cheat days. They have become legendary.
However, at the same time, he also says this.
I am a real creature of habit when it comes to my diet. I usually eat the same thing every day.
So what are cheat meals? Do we require them? Do we not need them? How frequently we should do them? All of these answers, if you want, you should watch this video till the end. So in this video, without any biases, I am just going to present certain facts in front of you so that you can decide whether you need a cheat meal or not. Once I state all of these facts, I will also tell you my opinion on cheat meals as a clinical and sports nutritionist, but for that you will have to watch the video till the end. The first point that I want to talk about is that, as I stated, there are researches which support the culture of cheat meals among athletes, but there are no such studies for normal human beings, for the people who are not in a calculated regime of exercise and food. So for a regular person like you and me, it's going to be a week of normal eating or maybe some distorted eating, which is definitely not in sync with our workouts and our physical needs. But on the cheat day, it's going to be overboard of the calories and overboard on the eating. So now you decide whether you want a cheat meal or not. And while we are at it, I also want to state that a cheat meal is different than a cheat day. What I see in a lot of people is that they have a crappy meal once and then they call it a cheat meal, and then over a period of time it spirals into a cheat day and then a cheat week and then maybe a cheat month and then maybe a cheat year. And that's how the medical issues happen. Why the concept of cheat meal helps the athletes and not the normal person is because an athlete is, when they are on a calculated regime, there are two hormones, leptin and ghrelin, which I have spoken so much about on my page, which are the hunger stimulating and hunger controlling hormones. So on a cheat day, when an athlete eats more than their usual calorie intake, their leptin content increases. Leptin is the hormone which increases the appetite, and as a result of that, the metabolism improves. But that is not going to happen in a normal person because we are not on a calculative regime and we are not working on our leptin and ghrelin levels anyway. Because working in sync with these two hormones would mean that you wake up with the sunrise, you have some exercise, and then after that you have a calculated calorie intake at a specific time every single day. But for a normal person, our meals look something like, oh yaar, bhook to lag rahi hai. Shit man, I'm hungry, but let's just complete this and then I'll move on to the food. Every single time we do this, we are ignoring our leptin signals. And as a result of that, our leptin and ghrelin are anyway disbalanced. So if you want a cheat day, you first have to respect your body signals and then work according to them. Can you do that? Then maybe you can have a cheat meal. But otherwise, just keep eating your normal food. The second thing that I want to talk about in the cheat meals is that whenever a normal person like you and me, who is not an athlete, is planning for a cheat meal because you are on a restrictive diet, that means you are setting yourself up for a failure on the step one itself. Because when you are on a restrictive diet, it's bound to fail. You're bound to break it. How long do you think you can sustain a soup and salad diet? A week? 2 weeks? Max 3 weeks? The moment you step outside of that diet, you're going to break the hell loose, and that's when all the cravings are going to happen. That's when all the cheat meals are going to happen, and that will also cause a lot of guilt in you because you've broken your diet. Give me a thumbs up on this video if you agree with this. So the moral of this point number 2 is that if you are not training like an athlete, you do not need to eat like an athlete also. You're a normal person, eat like a normal person. Even if you want to lose some fat, burn some extra calories, these goals can be achieved while having a balanced plate too. And as a result of that, you will not need a cheat meal because you will not crave for it. The third thing that I want to talk about in the cheat meals is the people who have medical issues like diabetes, hypothyroidism, and PCOD, and so on and so forth. It's so disheartening to see these people taking the medical issues so casually because, oh, just one cookie is not going to make a difference, or just one meal is not going to make a difference. Well, it will, because your body right now is suffering. And in your case, it is imperative, it is so important for you to eat clean. And honestly, don't get offended when I say this, but all of these medical issues, if they are not from birth, these are a result of this loose lifestyle only. Every single time you have ignored your hunger signal, every single time you have ignored your sleep signal, every single time you have overeaten when your body was telling you to stop, every single time you felt, oh, just one meal is not going to make a difference. All of these things were piling one over the other, and that led to the snowball effect till the time your body was not able to handle it anymore, and that's when the medical issue happened. And by no means I am saying that you should not be enjoying food, because I am a big foodie, but what I mean to say is that when you have this mindset that one cheat meal is not going to make a difference, you should also keep a mindset that one workout is not going to change your problem. And when we are talking about a medical issue, you have had the fun which pushed your body over the edge of developing a medical issue to some extent, knowingly or unknowingly. Now, even if you don't think that you enjoyed, it's time that you put your body into some discipline so that you can come out of the medical issue and live your life normally. Otherwise, you can ignore what a dietitian is saying today, but you will not be able to ignore when the doctor says this. So the moral of this point number 3 is that you keep self-love over the self-destruction, and food is a way of loving yourself. Cheat meal is definitely not if you have a medical issue. And the next thing that I want to talk about in the cheat meals is that we need to have the right goal setting for ourselves. There are actually 3 types of goals when it comes to achieving anything. First are the process goals, where you just want to be committed to the process. For example, if you are trying to build a new habit of going to the gym or having a certain type of body, the process goal would be that you just want to go to the gym 5 times in a week. The second type of goals are the outcome goals, where you're comparing yourself with someone else. So if somebody else is losing 4 kgs in a month and you just want to lose that much in a month. And the third type of goal is the performance goal, where you are having a competition with yourself. So you have achieved something in the past and you want to outdo that, and that comes under the performance goals. Now, the difference between these 3 is that whenever you are focusing on an outcome goal, there's a very fair chance that you will get into a toxic comparison. There is a fair chance that you might compare yourself with someone else who has a completely different life than you. Now, how this applies to the cheat meals is that you might be comparing yourself with a friend of yours who has a higher metabolism, who has a better workout performance than you, and you are comparing only their cheat meal frequency with your cheat meal frequency, and that is not going to work. So a better goal for you would be to have a process goal where you're just committed to eating majorly all of your meals every single week homemade, just having one meal from outside. That can be a good performance goal to start with. And as long as you're keeping this goal realistic, there is a very fair chance that you will be fulfilling it. You will have a sense of achievement, you will have a sense of accomplishment, and hence having a right track for your fitness goals is going to be easier rather than comparing yourself with someone who has a completely different life than you. If you are someone who needs some help in sticking to their process goals, I am attaching a link to download an activity and exercise reward contract which you can sign with yourself so that you can reward yourself after achieving a certain process goals. This contract essentially means that if I stick to this process for X amount of time, I will reward myself with Y thing. The link to download this is going to be in the description box, so you can help yourself and download that and start filling that, start sticking to your process goals. And the next thing that I want to talk about in the cheat meals is that when we are talking about cheat meals, we are basically talking about doing something which is away from our routine, right? So you're sticking to a routine for a very long time and then you want to change. You want to reward yourself. You want to enjoy yourself. This enjoyment and this fun can also come from other things, and food can be used as a combination of fun and fuel rather than being just fun. The other ways of rewarding yourself can be going out on a solo date, explore the city, go for a spa, go for a movie alone, or maybe with someone else, or shopping, or anything that you enjoy which is not just food, which is not just revolving around food. So to recap, firstly, cheat meals is an athletic concept. Athletes need it, not the normal people. Second thing, if you are on a restrictive diet and you need cheat meal, that means you are preparing yourself for a failure because of being on a restrictive diet. Third thing that we discussed was that it is not only important but essential to stick on a discipline if you have any medical issue. The fourth thing that we discussed was the right goal setting, and the fifth thing that we discussed were multiple ways of enjoyment which are not just food. And a bonus tip if you are an Indian is that you do not need cheat meals, because our culture itself is filled with cheat meals if you think about it. So every Purnamashi, every Amavasya, we have special food made at our home, which means twice in a month you have special food. Apart from that, we have so many other festivals. We have Diwali, we have Holi, we have Eid, we have so on and so forth, and gazillion of festivals. If you just enjoy them with your family, enjoy the food that is prepared, which is also going to be in sync with what is locally produced, what is locally available, and what is seasonally available, you would not need cheat meal in the first place, and you will have a better social life than having to sit with your friends and complaining about your cheat day and your gym and your eating pattern. So to conclude this video, you would need cheat meals if you have cravings. You would not have cravings if you are having well-rounded, balanced meals. And on that note, I would request you that you enjoy your meals, enjoy your healthy meals, enjoy your homemade meals, and I will see you in the next video on the next week. Till then, just be a fit foodie, okay? Bye.